Good afternoon. This is Mayor Turner. I just wanted to do the Facebook Live at 4 o'clock. So I will start with the numbers, just like we do every time. Amarillo has had a huge increase, and part of it is due to the COVID-19 getting into the meat packing plants. If you haven't heard about this, it's happening all over the country. And they are talking about maybe having a shortage of beef just simply because, not that we don't have enough animals, but because of the animal processing plants. So Amarillo has jumped to 1,036. Lubbock is at 549. Abilene is at 348. Part of that is their number is up because it also got into a factory there in Abilene. San Angelo is at 54. Wichita Falls is at 65. Midland is at 82, and they had unfortunately had another death this weekend from the nursing home that COVID got into. El Paso is at 936. Currently, Ector County is at 85. We've had a jump of about 6 new cases. So we're still holding at 4 deaths, which any death is tragic, and I wished we didn't have the 4 we have. But we have 59 people recovering, which is very good. This last weekend, they did some drive-through testing. The Texas National Guard was called out on Saturday. And, of course, they had about 80 tests that were done there. So just let you know that they came in and that had some success there. Medical Center has 3 confirmed cases in-house. One person did show up positive, was a housekeeper at Medical Center. They are tracing. They don't believe this housekeeper was in contact with any patients. They usually go in and clean after the room is empty. But so we are watching that situation. They have 0 under investigation, and they have 11 pending tests. At ORMC, they have no one in the hospital, no one under pending, so they're doing well at ORMC. The drive-through testing that has been done at Ector County Coliseum, they have had 28 total tests and 27 negative and 1 positive. So there was a case that was discovered there through drive-through testing. Talk a little bit about masks. I know everybody seemed like most of Odessa was out this weekend. If we're going to go out, please have your mask on. That will help keep the COVID down. Many people, I understand it's 100 degrees outside, and wearing a mask in 100-degree heat is very difficult, but it is supposed to cool off later this week. So if you would, please keep wearing your mask. The CDC came out with some new recommendations, and if you're African American or Hispanic, you are under high priority to get a test. What does that mean? That means if you want to get a test, all you need to do is call the numbers that I've given you. In fact, I'll give this number to you again. It is, I'll tell you what, I'll give it to you in a minute. I want to make sure I've got the right number. You can go get a test. In some areas of the country, not necessarily here in Ector County, they are seeing a larger than they expect COVID-19 in some African American communities and sometimes in Hispanic communities. In Odessa right now, the numbers look fairly close to the number of population, but we were always watching that just to make sure. So if you are Hispanic or African American, you don't even have to have symptoms to get a test. You just say, I want a test. So you can get those by calling Texas Tech and getting on the list and getting an appointment to go out to the Coliseum to get tested. Talk a little bit about businesses being open. I've had quite a few people comment and ask me about a business in Odessa that's decided to stay open. Under Governor Abbott, when he declares something, either to executive order or through a law, we as a city are bound to enforce the laws that he puts forth. If not, you can be sued for not enforcing it. So our hands are tied. As mayor, I cannot ease his restrictions. His restrictions are set. We have to live with them. I don't necessarily always agree with them, but it is something that we do have to enforce. If I wanted to tighten them and say, well, we don't want 25% of the population out, we can do that. But we cannot make it more lax or ease up on restrictions. So what happens if a business opens and they're not supposed to be open? Well, what we have told the city inspectors here is basically give them warnings first. We don't want you going in there writing a ticket on the first time you go into a business. Maybe they have too many people in their business. Give them a warning. Then if they do not follow what the governor has put out, then they can be issued a ticket. And because the governor is following what they call essential and non-essential employees. And I'm just going to read this part to you. It says, whereas under section 418.173, failure to comply with any executive order issued during the COVID-19 disaster is an offense punishable by a fine not to exceed $1,000, confinement in jail for a term not to exceed 180 days, or both fine and confinement. So you can be arrested. I don't believe we've had any arrest in Ector County. I know we haven't in the city. But I understand that in the county and in the city, tickets are being written if your business is open and it's not supposed to be open. If a business owner, I understand there are a lot of businesses hurting. A lot of people have been laid off. We got hit, twice with the lower oil prices and with COVID-19. There are a lot of people hurting out there. And I understand wanting to open a business. I've unfortunately had to talk to friends and say, hey, you got to close your business. It's not something we want to do, but it is something we have to do. So right now, if there's a business on there, they're going to get a warning. Then they're going to get a ticket. And if they still do not follow the executive order from the governor, they can be put in jail. So just wanted to go over that with you. And something else, a lot of people have asked, why aren't the game rooms open? Well, going back to the executive order GA-18, which is the latest, which will be updated here probably in about a week. The governor will have another press conference and talk about moving the state forward. So it says in this one area, people should avoid visiting bars, gyms, public swimming pools, interactive amusement venues such as bowling alleys or video arcades. And we take that to mean game rooms because they are an arcade where you're playing an electronic game. Massage establishments, tattoo establishment, piercing studios, cosmetology salons. And so that is straight out of the governor's executive order GA-18. So talk about a little bit about that. With the heat, there are people that are talking about hoping that the heat will kill this virus. Some people say it will, some people say it won't. Temperatures like we have in West Texas, the experts are hoping it will help, but it's just, there's no data that says it will. So to wrap up, I just wanted to talk a little bit about, this is National Nurse Week. Nurses are doing an amazing job. In fact, we couldn't be where we are now if it wasn't for our nurses. So all the nurses out there, please, thank you very much for what you do. Thank you for putting your life online to help all of us. And so we just want to say thank you from the bottom of our heart to all the nurses. And I will be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Any questions you have, please, you can message me on Facebook, and I will be happy to answer those. and we can start to get a list, and I can answer some of those. I know somebody just posted there are some game rooms in the county. The county attorney has said, well, they believe that the game rooms are acceptable to be open. Our attorney doesn't agree with their attorney, just for the reasons I kind of showed you. But so as of right now, the game rooms in the city will remain closed. So thank you. God bless each and every one of you. God bless Odessa. God bless Texas, and God bless United States. Thank you.